Hello, good evening. We are live. Come and join us. We have good news to share. Hello, we are live and we have good news to share. So come and join us so we can get started. We are going to get started, but we're trying to wait for you to join us. One person, say hi in the comment. If you're here, say hi in the comment so we will know who's here. Yes, two people. Hi in the comments. Say hi in the comment. Let me know how you're feeling today. Yes, we got at least 7 people. We're gonna get started. Well, we have great news to share with you tonight. Um, happy July 4th weekend. This is a great and long weekend. Um, Hi, Cedric, Eric, Kazi. Hi, how are you? Where are you joining us from? Put in the comment. Yes, yes. So we got great news to share. We're gonna get started. TPS holders can get their status adjusted. So hi, Jing. How are you? Thanks for joining. We got great news for you to share. This is really great news. I'm gonna share my screen for those who are new to me. Oh, from Houston, Texas. Yay! Hi. I'm right here in DC. Um, so for those who are new to me, my name is Bijou, as you can see here, sorry. I'm an immigration lawyer here based in DC. I work with individuals across the country and around the world because we're dealing with US immigration laws, complex US immigration law cases. Um, like this video and don't forget to share with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't done so. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen because we have really great news to share with you, and I am going to basically give you a couple major points of what's really going on. Okay, so let me share the screen first so we can get started. So the first news is this: temporary protected status, okay? Beginning July 1st, 2022, which was yesterday, USCIS will issue a new travel authorization document to temporary protected status beneficiary. So basically, if you're a temporary protected status within a valid status and you don't have a travel document, USCIS will issue you a travel document. When, I do not know. So, but that's the new policy. Okay. And then, so what it's saying again here is that beginning July, I'm going to reiterate again, beginning July 1st, 2022, USCIS will issue a new travel authorization document to temporary protected status beneficiaries. If you are a temporary protected status beneficiary, meaning that you have a TPS already, like within it, it's still hasn't expired yet. So within its valid status, okay, and you don't have a travel document, USCIS will issue you a travel document. That's just what they're going to do, okay? Um, because you will no longer they will no longer issue advance parole document as evidence uh, of our of their prior consent to a TPS beneficiary travel outside of the United States. So they're just pretty much gonna, if they grant you TPS, automatically they're going to issue you a travel document. That's what they're saying. And if you have a TPS and you don't have a travel document and your TPS is valid, they will issue you a TPS. However, if you are a beneficiary with an existing and unexpired advance parole document, you may continue to use it for travel outside the United States to the period of validity printed on it. So let's say you already had your advance parole document instead of the travel document. So you can still use it as long as it's still valid, right, to travel outside of the United States. But for those who do not have it and that have been issued TPS, TPS is valid, they will issue them a travel document. So if you are a TPS beneficiary applying for a new travel document, let's say you have a I-131 pending, the travel document, the advance parole pending, you do not need to file a new application. They will just gonna issue a travel document. That's it. If you just filed recently a I-130 travel document, so they will issue. And if you were planning to file it, don't file it, because if you already have a TPS and it's valid, they will issue you a travel document. That's what they're saying. When, I do not know, but that's the new policy. But if you haven't applied for TPS or travel document, you should consider applying for TPS if you qualify for TPS, of course. Okay. Then we go back to the actual memo, right? This actual memo is basically talking about adjustment of status. TPS holder, how can they adjust status? Remember, when Trump came into power in 2020, August 2020, especially, I think specifically it was August 20 of 2020, everybody that had traveled before that date and they had entry without inspection, they had the right to adjust status, right? And then the Supreme Court came and ruled that TPS is not admission. If you enter without inspection, you cannot adjust status. But it's not contradicting what the Supreme Court is saying. But what they're just saying, they're just resenting the matter of ZRZC, which specifically stated that if you enter without inspection and later on you had TPS issued to you and travel outside the United States, if the travel wasn't before August 20 of 2020, you couldn't adjust the status no matter what. But now they're saying that you can, okay? You can adjust status. So I'm gonna stop sharing and come back and actually point out different issues, right? We're gonna work through all the issues, okay? Stop sharing so we can understand what's really going on. So what's going on? What's going on is this. If you are a TPS holder, you have been granted TPS and your TPS is valid and you did not file for a travel document or advance parole, they usually have, you had to file for advance parole. What they're saying is that they will issue a travel document because they're no longer issuing advance parole. They're just going to issue a travel document. But if you have an I-131 pending with them, you don't need to file a new one. You just wait for them. They're going to issue a travel document. But if you want to adjust status and you enter without inspection and you had travel with advance parole, you can adjust status because before you couldn't adjust status. So now the question, Kamal, you were today waiting for today's briefings. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here. We are talking about TPS holders, okay? So first question, I have to put it in question so we can understand. This policy is so complex, but I wanna put it in question so we can understand it better, right? So let's say somebody is in removal proceedings or they have been ordered removed, and now they find themselves eligible for TPS. Now the question is, can I apply for TPS? Yes, my friend, you can apply for TPS with USCIS. Okay, you can apply for TPS with USCIS. You have to file the TPS and the waiver, because remember you're in removal and you've been order deported or order removed, and then unlawful presence, all that has to be waived through a waiver, okay? Unless you are not eligible based on crimes or anything like that. But if it's just unlawful presence and order of removal, then you can file for TPS with USCIS along with a waiver, and then get your waiver, then you get a TPS. Now, if you want to travel outside of the US and then you have an order of removal, remember, we still have to terminate removal proceedings, because technically somebody in removal cannot travel outside. So we have to be able to terminate the removal proceedings before you start going out with your travel document. If you have an order of removal, you have to be really careful, because you have to really be careful if you have, because you don't want to come back at the port of entry and you have a problem. You have to make sure whether we have to terminate your removal proceedings first. And remember that this prosecutorial discretion is under attack. It was vacated. The Doyle memo was vacated by this, with this Texas ruling. So, yeah, if your case is too complex, you need to consult with a lawyer. If you want me to look at your case, you can call 202-751-2180 or email me. We can assess your case and let you know which path to follow. So that's pretty much what's going on. TPS holders with advanced parole, they've traveled outside of the United States, but they came, the first entry was without inspection, they can adjust status. But let's say that you have TPS and you never traveled outside of the United States and you came without inspection, you cannot adjust status. That's just as simple as that. So questions now. If you have a question, please don't forget to ask. I'm waiting for question. Hi, Modesta. I'm waiting for questions. Who has a question? Question, please put it in the comment below so we can answer those questions. Otherwise, if you don't have questions, I can just if you don't have questions, I can just end this live session. So basically, this is a breaking good news. Well, what's going on is that really TPS holders can adjust status if they have advanced parole, if they've traveled outside the United States and they came without inspection the first entry, so they can adjust status. But if you have TPS and you never travel outside of the United States and you came without inspection, you cannot adjust status unless 245I apply to you. If not, then you cannot. If you have a TPS current, not expire, and you don't have a travel document, USCIS will issue you a travel document. That's what they said. When, I don't know, don't ask, because I don't know. So that's what's going on. Okay, we have great news lately. USCIS is really trying to adjust its policies, just try to accommodate as more people as they can. That's the same thing they did with 3 years and 10 years bar, trying to adjust it. People who were denied before because they were required to apply with a waiver, even though they came back. Lawfully. So USCIS is allowing 3 and 10 years bar to run in the US. So basically, that's for certain applicant as well. So if your case was denied, then you have until December 22nd, 2022 to reopen the case. Untimely motion, that's what they call it. Instructions are on the USCIS website. So you can go ahead and check if that applies to you. But really, we have a lot going on with USCIS. USCIS really is trying to accommodate people. If you have a question about immigration and you really want to know what's going on with your case, and you need a consultation, really, you need to just either call or email. Consultation fees apply as usual. But if you have a question here, you can just post it here. Hi, Bijou. I petitioned for my kids since September and they did not receive any receipt yet. So what do I do? First of all, you have to call them. Focus men, you need to call them. You petitioned since September, which means last year, and you haven't received a receipt. Do you have any that's a long time. Do you have what type of mailing services did you use? FedEx, USPS? What? Because you have to have your tracking number. Try to contact USCIS and find out what's going on. That since September you don't have a receipt, maybe it didn't go to the right address. So you need to contact them, try to find out really what's going on, and you have to be able to provide them with proof that you send it. Yeah, that's what's going on. Any other questions? Questions? Well, I'm calling for questions. When I call for questions, nobody answer. And then later on, you see people trying to say, oh, I have a question. This is the time to ask your question. Okay. Well, I don't see any more questions. That's about it. TPS holders, well, you're welcome, Focus Man. You're welcome. That's about it for today. I think I'm just gonna end this broadcast. You can rewatch it again. Share, please share with your friends. Don't forget to comment below if you get a question later on. Until next time, bye-bye.